Hi guys, welcome to Techno Mantra. Today we are going to learn how to generate database using C#.NET models. So let's get started. Before starting, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Let's start. Today we are going to learn how to create web API application and how to generate the database using C# models. So let's get started. Open the Visual Studio 19 and create a new project. Select ASP.NET Web Application or .NET Framework, or you can choose C#.NET Core also, and select next. Here give the project name. Here you can choose any what you like. I will choose here no web. Now click the create. You will see this screen, and you have to select web API and select create. Now our project is created. Let's get started. We will see one to many relationship example, which is for department and student. Like one department will have many students. So let's create models for a department first. You name it as a department and click add. Create fields. Net. Name. And final one is department address. Now we are done with department model. Now we will create the student model. just create a new class student. Now create a fields for student ID, student name, student address, and department. We will start with a student ID. Student address. Now we need a department ID as a foreign key in student class. So we will create a department ID. Okay. Now we have to add a relation to student for department. So we will create the department type here. Department. Guys. We have to add JSON ignore here to ignore circular dependency. JSON import the NuGet as import the newtons of JSON. I will show while doing API call why it is necessary to add JSON ignore on the department. Now we are done with student, and now we have to add a relationship to department for students. One department will have many students, so we will add the relationship here. Yes. Student. Now create the department constructor and create the object of student list. So type CTOR and 2 times tab. It will generate the constructor for department. and just initialize the student list here inside the constructor. Students equals to will create object of student list using new keywords, new students, and that's it. Okay, now we are done with our models. Yeah, now we will create the controller for our model for department and student also. So right click on controllers, add controller, select web API and web API to controller with actions using entity framework. Add. Choose the model class. We will create the controller first for a department. Data context class. Data context class which provides the uh, data to us from the database. So it is necessary to have a data context class in our application. So if you have already created, we don't need to generate, but in our case we don't have any data context class. So just click here new data context and select add. Use async controller async controller actions, and controller name will be there automatically, departments controller, and just select add. It will first time it will take time because it will install NuGet packets as an entity framework. If you are getting error like this, just click OK, close all the open windows and rebuild the solution. Yes, rebuild succeeded and we are ready to go. We'll start the controller creation process again. Select add controller, choose web API controller with actions using entity framework, select add, and now select the our model class department, create DB context class. You can give the name if you want to give a new name, you can also give. I will change the context class name. Take note the context. I will use async actions. DB context. Add. Now our controller is created. You can see here all the CRUD operations related APIs are generated here, like all the department lists, then get department by ID, then add new department, and so on, like delete, update, and get. So rebuild application once and create the controller for department student also. We have already created for department. Now controller web API. Now this is for this is for students. So we have to select student model class. Student. And try to keep same data context class for all the your models for the application. So it will be easier for us to maintain the DB context classes. And controller name will be student controller. Click add. And student controller is created. You can see here also APIs are created for get, put, post, and delete. And you can also see here TechnoDB context. Here all the database related things has generated. Now we will generate the database. For that, first of all, you have to open the package manager console. If you are not able to find, just search here. Search in the search box package manager console. Here first of all, you need to enable migrations. Enable or you have to enable migrations. Otherwise, if you are trying to add migrations directly, you will get an error. So keep that in your mind. You have to execute enable migrations in the package manager console. Now we have enabled our migrations. So we are ready to add migration. Add migration. And migration name means techno migration. We will name it as a techno migration. And hit enter. You can see here all the database related code generated after completion of add migration command. Here you can see for departments, department ID nullable is equal to false. Identity auto increment is already is added. And here you can see in the students table, student ID, student name, department ID, and student name, student address, and department ID as a foreign key. As here department ID is added as a foreign key. Now we will update our database. Here you can see all the migrations is generated here, and this is migration class. Now we can see here configuration for migrations. Now we will update the your data, our database. And our database is generated. Now select SQL Server Object Explorer. If you are not finding here on the side, left hand side, just search here as SQL, search in the search bar, SQL Server, SQL Server, SQL Server Object Explorer, and you will get the SQL Server SQL Server Object Explorer screen here, and refresh it once, and and look for the database where your database is generated in the server, in which server your database is created. In my case, my database is generated in local DB, MS SQL local DB. Your must be also created in the same MS SQL local DB. So, and you can see here all the tables also created. You can see here department and student. If we open this table in the designer, I'll minimize the package manager console. Let it load. By that time, we will open another table student. You can see here a department ID automatically set to primary key, and it do not allow null. And in student table, student ID is set to primary key. It do not allow nulls, and it is auto incremented attribute. And here you can see department ID as generated as a foreign key. So our database generation is we have successfully generated our database. Now we will check from the Postman. Before that, we have to start our application. So before starting, we have to rebuild our solution and run the application using IIS Express. Just copy the address, our application has web API application has started. Now we will check it on from Postman. So we have to check on which port our application is running on. It is running on 44381. So we need that port. So I have Here I have already created API, so we will test with it. We will change the port number. What is it? 44381. 44381, and just send the request. This is the students object. So department has one to many relationship, so we can directly send the department name, department student of students array along with department. So here we have successfully created our department with one student, and we are getting department address as null because we hadn't sent department address from the body. So it is showing null. It doesn't matter, we can update it later. uh, we will check in the database now. Now I'll stop the server and we'll check the database here. View data, and student. Here you can see department ID is created one, department name is IT, and department address is null because we had not sent the address from there. We just sent the department name, and in the student data, we from the student data, we will see the student is created successfully as a Vishal Gadge, as we are sending from here. Also in student object we are sending just name, so it has created only the student name here, and it is referenced with a department ID 1. So department 1, IT department will have a student Vishal. So department ID here will be 1. Now we will create another department, mechanic. Now this time we will pass the department address also. We copy from model, so we'll department address. Pune. And we will add the address for student also. Mumbai. Now we will check. Sorry guys, we have stopped our server, so it will not work. We have to start it again. Uh, we have started our server. Now we will check. We will create two objects, two students for the department mechanic. For the mechanical, we will create 2 students. And now we will check. It is always takes time to get response, because when you are sending the API request first time. Now you can see here we have created department mechanical here. Department address is Pune, and also we have successfully created 2 students under the department mechanical. Here you can see the department ID is generated. Now we will see in our Visual Studio. We will refresh it. Department. Now you can see here we have created a department mechanical here, and the department address address is the Pune, and here we can you can see here Harsh Garge and Hemant Garge. These both students are from Mumbai and refers to the mechanical department. So we have successfully created our one-to-many relationship, and we have generated database successfully. That's it for today, guys. If you like my videos, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, guys.